What's up, everybody? Logan here again, coming at you guys with a new video. And today we're going to go over how I'm 99 out of 100 on my last 100 trades. My last losing trade came in the beginning of August, and I've been on a pretty solid streak since about late May. So overall, we'll kind of dive under the hood a little bit. I know you guys have been kind of asking how I do this. A lot of it too, I'm just going to kind of go over it briefly. We'll talk about the expected move. And then also as a trader myself, and the Eagles play tonight. Go Eagles, by the way. We got to beat the Bucks. Quick little side note before we get in this one. If you guys want to leave a like, a comment, or subscribe, I'd really appreciate it big time. A couple of trades have been taken with the Discord. And lately, I've been thinking more and more about the psychology of the markets and how this morning, I would say if you asked a lot of people, oh no, we're going to new lows, we're just going to keep tanking, and the market did the exact opposite for the rest of the day. So, I had put credit spreads on. I've had put credit spreads on for most of this time. I was adding call credit spreads up here. So here's all the trades for the Discord as well, if you guys want to come check it out. And the link is below to join. Right now, if you've traded 2 contracts this whole year with us, you'd be up about $5,000 per 2 contracts. And this varies per account size. So if you're doing 10, right, you just multiply this number by 5, and that would be your P&L on the year. Out of all 170 trades that I've taken on the year, like I said, the link is below to join, and we are running a long-term 1-year sign up right now. If you guys would be interested in that and getting 40% off the yearly price, just join and ask me about that if you want to do that as well. You can also come take a look at the trades tab over here on the Discord. I'm pretty excited with how everything has been going overall. Tomorrow we're in a 4265 PCS, and most of that credit has been collected today as well because we added that around 2:30. And overall, I like to just post those levels I like to watch. We should expect 4300 to act as support. Click back to TOS, and of course that 4302 was our low today. So we'll go into that, but first, of course, we hop back over to the expected move. Our weekly expected move is 83 points with the close on Friday at 43.20. So for me, the first thing I'm thinking is we're going back to 4,400 this week. And today was a pretty decent example of a nice little green push. But overall, right, I only expect the market to stay within this expected move. So 4,400 is the high, 42.36 is the low. So I'm going to play within those parameters this week and just expect the market to hover within there, right? That's my trading strategy. That's how I do this. That's how I've always done it, is I just listen to what the market makers tell me, because it's a lot better than trying to figure out, oh my gosh, is tomorrow going to be green or red? Or is there going to be another war started? Oh my gosh, who moved? Did Nancy Pelosi say something? Just all these things that people fill their head with when they're trading or trying to find a reason for the market to go up or down. I always start here. And we had our expected move for today, which we did stay within a 35-point expected move. We closed around that 43.40 area, right? If we flip over to Thinkorswim again. So this is one of the most ideal setups for me, is when we hop around these big support and resistance levels where, 4,500 was pretty decent resistance. So getting these call credits throughout here, and then adding the put credits down on this side as we slowly chop towards 4,300 has also been really nice. And one of the main reasons for that, of course, for me, is just because you have to be somewhat contrarian to be successful in the stock market. And one way I like to read this chart is I like to use these as magnets, the longer term time frames, right? And anytime you push too far away on one side or the other, and we've had a lot of chops, so it's hard to use this as an example, but even up here, right, we reverted right back to these averages, and price likes to stay around these averages for a long time. So I just anticipate the market to head back to its average. And I'm always risking a lower part of my account, especially if we pull Google Chrome up again over here. And I took you guys through some of the trades. If we pull up the checklist, right, we can even shrink this, and we'll bring the checklist over here. So we have that expected move math I showed. Here's our major supports throughout the week. Did we gap up or gap down? Neither today, right? We basically opened down a little bit, but nothing crazy. This is an open gap still. So this is going to act like a magnet. So I could even mark this right now, right, with my little oval, make a little oval, keep it gray and say, hey, we need price to come back to 4,400 basically to fill this one. We'll flip this back up. Where's the VIX? We talked about the volatility index in a lot of the other videos. The VIX was at 18 today before it got shut down and started falling closer to 17. And remember, I talked about our 3 to 5 days of red or green. And back here, right? Boom, boom, 3 days of red in a row, and they're heavy red days. And you could even count this day and even like days like this, right? Slightly red before the day before. So we're looking at like the last 5 out of 6 trading days being red. We're going to have some sort of bounce back up. So being on that put side there was just the easier choice for me. Understanding the psychology of the markets and knowing like everybody and their brother is thinking, oh, buy puts, buy puts. We just keep dropping. I'm bearish this week, blah, blah, blah. Where, like I said, I'm never bearish or bullish. I never care where the market's going. It does not matter to me. My whole goal is to find where the market isn't going, set up a strategy around it, and continuously make money every single day off the markets, right? Talked about our levels a little bit, that 4,300 and 4,325-ish, 30-ish area. As you can see, we fought around that quite a bit. That's also our previous close last Thursday. So position sizing, I like to size with like 6% in my trades. And then trade timing, of course, too, we have that to keep in consideration. It's just finding the right time to get in. But I like those 230 trades because there's so much opportunity to get like that end of the day move in your favor as well. Choosing strikes, I always put myself below support and above resistance when I get it, right? Like above here, knowing 4,500 is a resistance level, I was selling those 45.50s, those 45.40s. Down here at 4,300, I just pulled it up. I was selling the 42.65, 42.55 area, right? We like to roll with that risk management, and that's what allows us to keep these trades going, is because if without rolling, I'd be stopping out of trades quite a bit because credit spreads move a lot, right? And then number 10s are expectations, where I just shoot for like that 30, 40, 50% a year on the portfolio. And that's going to vary because there's going to be some years where you hit for 38%. Some years may be a little bit more volatile, so you get better fills and you hit that 50% mark, but over and over and over, right? And that's what I like so much about trading with this strategy, right? And I'll kind of shorten this out a little bit to see the charts more. With like picking the short and long legs is so important, and that's what helps out, right? And if we even look like $5,000 for 2 contracts on the year, $2,000 in collateral to make $5,000 on the year, doing all of these trades, just putting yourself on the right side, being able to mentally relax throughout the day and not just, oh my gosh, what's the next thing going to do? Is the market going to fly? Is it going to crash? Right? And then kind of going from there. So that's going to be everything for me in this video. I hope you guys learned something today. Credit spreads are a really fun way to trade the markets, especially because you don't have theta working against you when you're out of the money. If you're someone who buys calls and puts, it's very difficult to make money that way because you're paying to sit in a trade, where I like to collect that overnight theta, those 1 DTEs to set up a trade in my favor, right? And kind of play within my expected move parameters as well. So I really appreciate all the support as always. You guys are the best. And that's going to be everything for me in this video. Make sure you subscribe, and let's go Eagles tonight. Let's beat those Bucks.